They make them, we cover them, you sell them. Welcome to OEM Update, where we talk about everything you need to know about this year's vehicle model lines. My name is Megan Cusick, editor of Motorcycle and Powersports News, and today we're going to be talking about the 2026 Polaris Ranger 500. This brand new UTV starts at a base MSRP of $9,999. So, let's dive deeper into what exactly this vehicle has to offer. But for that, we're going to go straight to the OEM source. Joining me today to give us an overview of the 2026 Polaris Ranger 500 is Kyle Schounard, Product Manager at Polaris. Kyle, thank you so much for jumping on to speak with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Excited to talk about the new Ranger 500.
Now, the last time we spoke with Polaris about the 2026 Sportsman 570 Premium 40th Anniversary Edition, so if you haven't already checked out that video, be sure to do so. All right, Kyle, so the 2026 Ranger 500 is brand new to Polaris's UTV lineup this year. Can you give a brief introduction to this model? Like, what kind of rider are you targeting with it?
Yeah, so Polaris was really going after that value customer, the customer that has a set budget, a primary purpose for the vehicle, and they're going out to fulfill a job or to fulfill a task. This customer typically is potentially somebody who either just recently purchased property or a larger home with acreage attached to it, and they're now finding out that there's a lot of work that goes along with that new purchase of theirs, and the tools that they had previously been using just aren't as efficient as what they need. So this customer sees an opportunity in purchasing this vehicle to make life easier, make the work go faster, and ultimately be able to enjoy their property more and get the work done quicker.
So, obviously, you guys are going after a very specific type of customer here. Is that why Polaris decided to build this new model, or is there kind of any other underlying reason?
Yeah, so if you look at the industry over the years, we've significantly improved the capability and the functions and features within the vehicle, and along with that, then inherently comes cost. And so you see those purchase prices continue to ratchet up and up and up, and we've slowly worked our way out of that value segment or that price conscious segment. So Polaris recognized that there's an opportunity to go compete there with other competitors in that lower MSRP space. And so we set out with a 10,000 MSRP price in mind, and then wanted to go build a vehicle that not only met that price point, but also met the customer's needs. So that was really the goal behind Polaris. Is we recognized there was a customer, an opportunity, and a market to go sell. And we wanted to find that a unique solution for the customer, and also back it with the branding of a Polaris company that's been around for over 70 years and has off-road in its blood. So we felt we could offer a competitive vehicle to that customer at the price point they were looking for.
So, what are some of those, special Polaris features, but now at a, valued price here that a first time UTV owner will be looking for that the Ranger 500 boasts?
Yeah, great question. So if you kind of do a full vehicle walk around, we'll start kind of front to back. In the front of the vehicle, we've got an integrated stamp steel bumper that provides great protection, and the front of the vehicle actually sticks out forward of the tires, so it's the first contact point. If you do happen to run into something, it protects the rest of the vehicle. And inside that bumper is an integrated 2,500-pound winch that comes from the factory. So that gives the customer an opportunity to be able to use that for utility tasks, pulling out shrubs, small stumps, towing things like that. As you move kind of forward or rearward rather in the vehicle, we've got an all new design front end that looks very nice, well integrated, stylish, and in that is some nice LED headlights. So those work when you're doing low light or evening tasks. They're functional and they look really great. Underneath the hood is a ton of storage. So between underneath the hood and in the dash, we basically maximized all the open spaces in there. So this customer will be able to find all the nooks and crannies to be able to store stuff, carry stuff with them, and will never feel like they don't have all the tools that they need when they're working throughout the day. As you move into the vehicle, it's real nice ergos, ingress and egress. We've got nets for occupant retention, but a really easy step in, step out. Nice, comfortable seats with flip-up access underneath to be able to get to all the serviceable areas within the vehicle. And then as you move towards the rear of the vehicle, we've got a hydraulic assist dump box. So a single lever, then a gas assist shock will lift the box for you. That box has a capacity of 300 pounds with some integrated storage in it as well, some areas to be able to put different storage components within the box. And then there's a 2-inch receiver that comes standard with the vehicle as well. So that allows you to be able to tow garden carts, things like that. It also does come from the factory with a roof rather. So great protection if you're out in the elements, whether it's raining or sun, things like that. Again, another factory standard option. When you look at the way the vehicle operates itself, we've got a unique 4-wheel drive system. So the vehicle is 4-wheel drive capable, has 10 inches of travel or 10 inches of ground clearance, 9 inches of travel in the front, 10 inches of travel in the rear. But when you look at the physical 4-wheel drive line itself, it's unique to Polaris in that we have turf mode, which allows you to lock and unlock the rear differential, which when you're operating on those sensitive surfaces, allows only one wheel to spin and doesn't tear up your yard or cause that chatter on blacktop or concrete. But what's also unique about the system is that it has basically an auto-locking front drive. So when the vehicle senses that it needs to be in 4-wheel drive, it will automatically engage the front tire, both front tires, and spin them at the same rate. So the customer doesn't have to decide or determine whether the task that they're doing requires them to be in 4-wheel drive. The vehicle will automatically engage that. And then once that is no longer necessary, it will disengage. It's a complete mechanical system. Again, no user input. So we think for this customer that's maybe getting into side-by-sides for the first time or is new to side-by-sides in general, this will be a great feature because not necessarily being familiar with how the systems always work or when they're needed, they don't have to think about it. It just automatically happens.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I really like that. Basically, as you said, anything that can make it easier for a new entrant into the market, that's fantastic.
And then another one I forgot to mention within the dash area. So we've tried to simplify it, basically everything that goes on in the dash too, as far as what it takes to get in the vehicle, turn the vehicle on, and operate and go forward. So we simplified the dash. The headlights, for example, are in the key switch. So you don't have to operate a second switch to turn the headlights on and off. Lights automatically come on. And if you want to turn them off, you can automatically turn them off with the key switch. There's no additional buttons or toggles or anything in the dash that require you to function or operate the vehicle. You just get in, pick the gear you're want to be in, and go.
Nice. Yep. Absolutely. Making it as easy as possible. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. I know you did mention a few of the specs there, like the suspension and everything. Is there anything more that you can tell us about the Ranger 500's technical specifications?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it is 4-wheel drive capable or 2-wheel drive capable. It does have a 9-inch travel in the front, 10 inches of travel in the rear. We leverage a McPherson strut front suspension, which is a control arm with a strut. And then in the rear is a double A arm rear suspension. We run off-road tires. They're 25-inch tires on nice styled aluminum wheels. So if you look at it, the wheels and tire combination look really great for this vehicle and fit it well. And we've got really nice integrated plastics throughout the vehicle, easy to clean out, easy to maintain. There's lots of good access points all over the vehicle that really allow you to get in there. If you're a DIY person, this is a vehicle that's very easy to maintain on your own, but also, the opportunity obviously through Polaris to get service there as well. But again, very easy and low maintenance. The simplified design also reduces the amount of things that can go wrong. So again, just kind of plays into that overall durability and enjoyment of life of the vehicle.
I know this is, a new vehicle for the lineup, but obviously the Ranger platform is well established here. Have there been any, service or experience issues from past Ranger models that were addressed or updated for the Ranger 500?
Yeah, so this vehicle is a great example of us leveraging our old technology that we know works really well and is tried and true, but then also bringing in some of the new stuff that we've got on our more recent model years and using that technology as well. So it's a good combination or mix of both. As I mentioned, a lot of easy access serviceable points. We took out a lot of features that we know that the customer doesn't necessarily value and down the road can maybe potentially create headaches or cause issues. So we really simplified the system down to make it robust and dependable. Some of the carryover components you'll see is a lot in the suspension, a lot of the chassis, the cargo box. Again, the gas assisted dump cargo box. That's something a customer would see on all of our products. The 4-wheel drive system, again, the front being unique, but the rear being carryover, and then the powertrain. This is a a carryover powertrain that we've used in a lot of our products, both ATV and side-by-side. So it's a very tried and true powertrain that it's got a lot of years of testing and development on it.
All right, Kyle. So with Polaris focusing on the value segment here, how does the Ranger 500 compare to the rest of your Ranger lineup?
Yeah, great question. So currently we offer today the Ranger SP 570, which is considered our mid-size side by side. When you look at just those two comparable to each other, a good tagline for Ranger 500 is basically what you need and nothing more, versus our SP 570 rather is the best mid-size money can buy. So if that customer is looking for a full upfit cab, they want heat, they want some of those more premium accessories and a little bit more capability, that SP 570 is going to be the product for them. But if they're a little bit more price conscious, a little bit more pointed in the activity that they're going to be doing and don't necessarily need all of those premium features, then the Ranger 500 is the vehicle for them. And from a capability standpoint, again, is very matched when it comes to those utilitarian tasks around the property and around your yard. As far as how the product then fits in the overall lineup, so we have this is part of our value or mid-size product portfolio. And then as you move up into our full-size product with our Ranger XP 1000, we just introduced the XP Kinetic a couple of years ago. That is our full-size EV, first in the industry for that segment. And then as you further move up into our XD 1500, which was also another industry mover, that is our extreme duty full-size Ranger, which is our top tier capability type vehicle. So we really have a good coverage across all the product from extreme duty all the way down to value, but they all wear that Polaris brand and that Polaris capability, durability, and quality. We think it's a good offering across the customer segment and something we're proud to stand behind.
Fantastic. It's great to see you guys like expanding the breadth of your offerings there.
Yeah, and it's something that if that value customer decides they need more or want more, we have the ability for them to move up in product and still, they're familiar with the brand, but they're able to advance their capabilities and their ability to work as they move through our product portfolio.
All right, final question for you. What do you foresee will be some of the most popular accessories for the Ranger 500? I mean, I know you've got a lot of things coming factory standard, like, hey, a roof,
Yep.
that's not usually on these value added or these value conscious models, but there's always something that can be added. Am I right?
Correct. Yep. And we have a wide array of accessories. I believe it's over 30 plus accessories between us and our other OEMs that we work with. I think some of the major ones for this customer, again, knowing that they're likely going to be more utility or value conscious, is they're going to be looking at putting lights on. Lights are a real popular item across all of our utility products. It helps improve your ability to work in those low light conditions. And then also if you decide to use the vehicle for fun or enjoyment, it improves that as well. I think the other ones will be around some of the cab comfort. So we do offer a full windshield and a close off in the rear. So again, just enhancing that the enjoyment of the vehicle while using it as a utility task or for fun. And then the other one I think is really unique for this, but I think a lot of people, especially those that move out into the country or larger properties, is our trash can hauler. So it's a unique item that we've come out in the last couple of years. It's basically a bar that sticks out the back and allows customers to hang their trash cans or any sort of roller bin on the back and be able to move them from place to place. So not only just moving trash from the house to the end of the driveway and back, but also people using it from a utility standpoint as well in hauling brush and leaves and things like that. So lots of options in our accessory portfolio, and I think this customer will value a lot of those and likely outfit them.
That's fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Kyle, and thank you so much for taking the time today to talk with us about the 2026 Polaris Ranger 500.
Thank you as well.
For more information about its UTVs or to become a Polaris dealer, head to Polaris.com. And as always, like, subscribe, and stay tuned to MPN for more of the latest and greatest in motorcycle and powersports news.